Team is in here, and we're all miking up and getting ready to go. So 5 more minutes and we'll be kicking off, okay? Hey, that was loud. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to see all of these faces that were here 3 weeks ago, was it, I think? Listening to all of these problems. And I bet you've been busy. I bet spring break was a non-event for you because you've been trying to solve all of the world's problems, at least microplastics, yeah? So I'm really excited for this. And I know a lot of people are. We've been really building up to this moment. And thank you. Thank you for spending all of this time ideating and finding solutions to Dr. Wendy Lee's problem that she introduced 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to get off the stage, but not before I introduce Dr. Ruma Chopra, who is the director of HonorsX and very instrumental in the build-up to this event. And Professor Chopra will give you a little bit of a brief discussion, a brief introduction to HonorsX, what it entails, what it is, because it's a brand new thing that we've launched here at San Jose State, and it's also where this hackathon has emerged from. So I'll hand it over to Rima, do your thing, and then I'll come back on in a little while. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you to Dr. De La Cruz for coming up with the idea for this hackathon, which HonorsX is very happy to support. How many of you have not gotten this card from me that I've been handing out following you? Everyone has it? So HonorsX is a brand new program in San Jose State. It's a minor. You get to think about social problems. You get to work in teams, in projects, with 3 faculty and mentors from across the industry and the nonprofit world. So it's an opportunity to learn about a topic, to think about it, to do multimedia storytelling, and to develop skills that will make you successful in whatever you want to do. If you want to do a startup, you want to launch, it's kind of your own kind of business, you want to go to graduate school. So we really are interested in helping you succeed in any way possible. So just if you're interested, please talk to me. You can email us at honorsx@sjsu.edu. So without further ado, I want to introduce San Jose State's president, Dr. Cynthia Taniente Matson. She's going to just give some introductory remarks, and then we will begin. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you tonight. So I love the word ideate. It's actually one I use a lot in my vocabulary because I think it says so much about how we think and come up with new ways of thinking with thinking partners and problem solving all together to come up with solutions. So this idea of ideation and what you're doing here tonight is really instrumental in your learning, but it's also instrumental in how we think about processing change and processing problems at an organizational level. I say to students often, you are at the cusp of a significant change in the world. And you all in the audience as students are going to be leading this change in ways that I probably won't be able to imagine. And the change that you're going to see in your life starts with solutions like what you're presenting today. So I am excited to be here. Dr. Lee, thank you so much for presenting the winning problem that is going to allow our students to think about, challenge our own way of interpreting data and interpreting information in the spirit of ideation. San Jose State is very fortunate. We are located in a geography that everyone aspires to. And you all as students are at the heart of this global innovative change. So I'm excited to be here tonight to hear your solutions, to hear your problem solving and thinking, and to take this next step forward. So thank you for joining us for HonorsX. As Dr. Chopra said, this is a new program. You all know about it. But this is a cutting-edge program being funded and being watched and looked upon by other tech companies in the world. So congratulations for making it this far, and I look forward to hearing your solutions. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, so thank you, President Taniente Matson. Really appreciate those words. So I'm going to start off by introducing our panel of judges. We had Dr. Lee's winning idea, of course, and that was it related to the global problem of plastic waste accumulation, which was caused by the widespread use of non-biodegradable plastics. Okay, microplastics, and where do we find them? We find them in our ocean environments, which is, for me, is very close to my heart as a paddleboarder in particular. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys have got to say. So thank you, Dr. Lee, for your problem. It's nicely put, and these guys have been working hard to solve it. So if I could introduce the judges, we've got Dr. Wendy Lee, of course, because, you know, who else? Who else will be judging this hackathon, right? But we also have Michael Alston, who is the Clinical Program Director at Genentech, so one of our big tech company partners here in Silicon Valley. Pauline Vogel, who is a Sustainability Senior Manager at Cisco Systems. And then we've got Debbie Andres, who is our Senior Utility and Sustainability Lead here at SJSU. And I've worked with Debbie many times, developing aspects of our curriculum that's going to like enhance and support and reinforce sustainability and sustainable practices. So it's like some amazing people who are going to be listening to what you guys have got to offer. And at the very end, I'm going to tell you about a surprise prize for the 2 winning teams, okay? Which I'm super excited about. I can't give too much away, but I will give you an inkling of what it is. Okay, so thank you, judges. Honestly, we couldn't do this without you, because what you guys have done is that you've really bumped it up a notch, you know? So I think it really does matter to have folks like you coming in here and listening to what our young ideators are coming up with. So you... Oh.
I just want to add that all the judges, Pauline, Michael, and Debbie, are part of the HonorsX mentorship program. So they've been working with the HonorsX program for this entire year. So thank you for your contribution.
Thank you. Okay, so you guys were tasked with solving this problem of plastic waste accumulation. But not only were you asked to try and solve it, you were asked to present it, to pitch it to us today in a Pecha Kucha style. Whenever I mention Pecha Kucha, people go, what the heck is that? I don't know what Pecha Kucha is. Well, Pecha Kucha, as you guys are going to like, so you're going to be dropped into it, right? So 1 presenter per team. We have 7 teams, which is an amazing number. A Pecha Kucha is where you present quick fire your idea in around about 6 minutes. You have 20 slides, and you spend 20 seconds per slide. Typically, what you do is that you actually create the slideshow in an animated way, so it does roll on. So basically, you know, if you go over your 20 seconds, you know, you're being left behind, right? So it really kind of accelerates this. I have done this a few times now, and it really kind of sort of makes you not just present your final solution, but also it makes you think concisely about what it is you're trying to say. So basically, if you're successful in the Pecha Kucha pitch, that means that your idea has been percolated and has really been thought through, and you've got it. You know it, right? You own it, and then you're helping us to all understand exactly what it is. So you have 400 seconds total. And I'm just really stoked to see you guys do this. So we've got 1 presenter per team. And I'm going to stop talking now. I could talk forever. So I'm going to get off the stage, but I'm going to be presenting the first student team, which is Goofy Goobers. Goofy Goobers, if we can have that slide. These are the folks behind Goofy Goobers. And I'm really excited as well to see that you guys are coming from across campus. Ideation does not happen in a vacuum. We don't just have designers working with each other. We have designers working with engineers, with medical solutions experts, with strategists and marketers in order to make all of these things a reality. So I'm glad to see that you guys are not just coming from where I would have expected you to come from, but you're coming from all across campus. So thank you so much. Goofy Goobers, come on and take the stage.
Okay. Sorry, my glasses are a little loose, but can we start then? Okay. So, hi everyone. So, our group is named Goofy Goobers, and we're just kind of, if you couldn't see earlier, just a bunch of like silly CS kids who just wanted to try this hackathon together. And our team is composed of Shreyas Premsingkar, Sandra Lay, Manan Zinjavadia, Galit Bulletin, and myself. My name is Annie Mai. And today we're going to be presenting our project, which is called Sustainable. But before we get into our actual application itself, let's actually talk about the problem. So when it comes to plastic waste, there are many ways that we as a society contribute to this problem, such as increasing our landfills by not recycling or just using non-biodegradable waste. Or it could by using non-biodegradable waste, or supporting companies who don't do sustainable practices. And when it comes down to it, we pollute the environment without keeping anyone accountable. But it makes it everyone's problem, but somehow it's no one's fault at the same time. And it makes it really confusing, and it makes it difficult for us to actually function in modern day society to find these sustainable businesses, and much less make efforts towards reducing plastic waste when it makes things so inconvenient for us. So, how do we solve this? Oh, sorry, I just realized. 20 seconds, by the way. Okay, thank you, yeah. So how do we solve this? What are some things that we can do to help us out? First, I believe the root of why sustainability is so difficult is because it's so inconvenient for us. However, who here would like to be more sustainable? Like, raise of hands, who would like to be more sustainable? If you look around, there are so many people in this room who want to be sustainable. But we can't all suddenly become sustainability gurus. Because if we did so, we would have already done so already. We all have different obligations in our lives. And we have our own things that we have to do, like go shopping, do college, have a job, among other things in life. But what if we make sustainability easily integrated into our daily lives? And that's where our app comes in, called Sustainable, where we shop sustainably and we really embody that type of lifestyle, where we address problems above, such as the functions in our app, such as identifying if plastic can be recyclable to our camera, whether we can set goals and earn badges and compete with friends, or learn more about the types of plastic and get tips about being eco-friendly. So personally, when it comes to me about recycling, I hesitate a lot because there are so many different components that go into plastic. And sometimes I just don't know if I can recycle it because of all the chemicals that go into it or the manufacturing process itself. So that's how our plastic scanner can help. On our home screen, there's a button that will lead you to our camera over here. And you'd be able to scan whatever information it is and actually gain the information necessary to recycle it properly. So you can see here above that there's a recycling center, what type of plastic it is, what the object is, so now you can actually recycle yourself. Now maybe you find recycling a little bit time consuming, because it can be. So that's how we actually have a different option in our app called our map function. Who here finds it hard to find sustainable places? Yeah, it's kind of difficult at times. Well, what we did was created a sustainable business finder where we're able to spotlight sustainable businesses practicing plastic waste reduction, sustainable packaging, and manufacturing with eco-friendly material in their day-to-day. Who here knows Patagonia? Okay, did you all know it's one of the most sustainable businesses out there in terms of their business model? Yeah, for me, I personally didn't know that before I did this project. But after I did this project, I found out they were more sustainable. But what about the hundreds of other companies who are just doing the exact same thing? How exactly are we supposed to find them? Our app helps redirect people towards supporting sustainable businesses. And I'm just one person. But if all of us do this, that means companies really get motivated to actually be sustainable along with us. Now, when it comes to how it works, essentially you see here is our search bar and our categories. You're gonna either search for something and you're gonna land on this page. The next page will essentially show you how it's gonna be sustainable. At the top, saying recyclable materials or reusable bags, and etc. So sometimes you can write a review saying like, oh, it uses recyclable materials. Now, we also mentioned earlier how we actually have, I don't know why this slide looks interesting. Okay, no worries. But essentially, we have a sustainability score, and we have different badges in the app that you can actually use. So then you can earn these different ways of being sustainable. So whether it's actually doing a hybrid electric vehicle and such like that. But some of these badges might not be applicable to everyone. So that's how you're gonna actually be able to make a goal. So everyone can make their own personal goals when it comes to sustainability, whether it's like, oh, let me recycle once a day. Let me actually use an electric vehicle and things like that. Now, if we look really closely, there's actually points that were associated with the badges. But we really wanted to make it fun and more inclusive of everyone. So what we wanted to do is make a competition out of it. So we can compete with one another to be more sustainable with each other, being like, hey, oh my God, they recycled 5 times. Let me see if I can recycle 6 times and get these points. So that's why we make a competitive community about sustainability. Now, through our profile, you can see a calculator. Our calculator shows you different ways how you're actually recycling and being sustainable. So you can input the numbers here, and it'll show you your general averages, and you can see how you're faring against other people who are using the app. And now, this is just what we can contribute as a society, and this is what we can contribute as sustainable. But what about everyone here? Everyone has different ideas and different ways that we can contribute. And that's where our last portion comes in, which is our tip submission page. Essentially, it's going to be a community board where everyone can share their tips, such as, oh, grow your own fruits and veggies to avoid buying plastic packaging, or uploading your own tips. Oh, is that the end? I'm so sorry. But thank you, that was our app, and yeah, that is sustainable. You go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, you went on first. That's amazing. So, shall I carry on with this? Okay. So there we have those screenshots. And now, thank you so much, Goofy Goobers. That was lots of really good. The next team is, I don't have a name for this team. Unix. Okay, there we go. And so, yeah, you guys, again, you're coming over from computing and so on. So I won't delay it. Up you come. So click forwards with that one.
Okay.
When you hear the bell, you click forwards. Yeah?
Okay. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm here representing my friends and colleagues to represent Team Unix. So our team includes of Pranav, Manav, Diya, and Pratham. So today I want to talk about on the issue, the global problem of plastic waste accumulation and its impact on human health and the environment. Plastic waste accumulation has become a major worldwide problem, and its negative effects on our health and environment are increasing day by day. In this presentation, I will discuss the causes and consequences of plastic waste accumulation and suggest some potential solutions. So, as you can see, every year we generate over 300 million tons of plastic waste globally, and only a fraction of this is recycled. The majority ends up in landfills or oceans, causing significant harm to our planet and the creatures that inhabit it. Exposure to plastic waste can have serious health consequences, including an increased risk of cancer and high blood pressure. These risks are amplified by the presence of BPA, a harmful chemical commonly found in almost all plastic products. BPA, or bisphenol A, is a chemical that is often used in the production of plastic products like water bottles, food containers. This chemical can leach out of the products into the food and the drink, posing a risk to the human health. Thankfully, there are many BPA-free products available on the market today, such as water bottles and food containers made from glass or stainless steel. Choosing these products can help reduce your exposure to harmful chemicals. Plastic waste in the oceans is a major contributor to ocean pollution, causing harm to marine life and disrupting ecosystems. It is estimated that there are over 5 trillion pieces of plastics in the world's ocean right now, and we need to work on that because that's too much. So, when plastic waste is exposed to UV radiation from the sun, it can break down into smaller or microplastic particles that are even more harmful to the environment and the wildlife. These microplastics can easily be mistaken for food by marine animals, causing them to ingest the plastic and suffer from health problems. So, microplastics can enter the food chain through contaminated water and seafood, potentially causing health problems for humans. These particles are small enough to pass through the water filtration systems and end up in our drinking water, or can be ingested when we consume seafood that is consumed by the particles. So, I would say not everyone has access to mobile or internet, and solving the plastic pollution caused by everyone, each one of us sitting in the room is causing plastic pollution in one way or the other. So I think we need to solve that at the grassroots level. So one way is recycling. Recycling is an important part of the solution to plastic waste problems. By recycling plastic products, we can reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills or oceans. In addition to recycling, we can also reduce our plastic waste footprint by reusing products or choosing eco-friendly alternatives. Simple steps like reusable bags and water bottles can make a big difference. There are many eco-friendly alternatives to traditional plastic waste products available today, such as compostable cutlery and plant-based plastics. In India, we use products made from mud or sand that helps in reducing the plastic waste generation. Governments can also play an important role in reducing plastic waste by implementing policies like plastic like banning on the plastic bags and extended producer responsibility programs. Extended producer responsibility programs hold manufacturers responsible for the proper disposal of their products, encouraging them to use more sustainable materials and reduce waste. Bottle return schemes, where consumers receive a refund for returning used bottles, can incentivize recycling and reducing plastic waste. In some places, these schemes have been highly successful, with recycling rates over 90%. Governments can encourage the implementation of bottle return schemes and work with businesses to create a more sustainable system. EPR, extended product responsibility, incentivizes manufacturers to create more sustainable products and invest in recycling infrastructure, reducing plastic waste and creating economic opportunities for recycling businesses. Ocean cleanup. While preventing plastic waste from entering our oceans is critical, it is also important to remove the plastic that is already there. The Ocean Cleanup is an organization that is working to develop advanced technologies to remove plastic waste from our oceans. Technologies like ocean cleanup ships and nets can help remove plastic waste from the ocean. Biodegradable plastics. These break down naturally over time. That could be a promising solution to the plastic waste problem. However, not all biodegradable plastics are created equal, and some require specific conditions to break down properly. Additionally, the production of biodegradable plastics can still have a negative environmental impact. It's important to ensure that biodegradable plastics are being produced sustainably and are actually breaking down as intended. Eco-friendly packaging, one of the solutions that can be done, such as using paper or cardboard, can be a great alternative to plastics. Companies can use these materials to build products for food packaging and shipping boxes. Corporate responsibility. It means reducing environmental impact by reducing plastic use and investing in sustainable technologies. It drives change across industries, attracts environmentally conscious consumers, and improves companies' reputations. Education. Education raises awareness and encourages behavior change to address the plastic waste problem. Okay, so just to conclude in a short note, plastic waste accumulation is a major problem that requires a multifaceted solution. By reducing our plastic use, recycling, and supporting eco-friendly alternatives, we can all play a role in creating a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Unix. So who do we have next? We have Team Panda Warriors. But can we just hold fire for 2 seconds while our judges complete the notes? I saw them scribbling hurriedly there. So I'll just riff for a second. So really good work so far, you people. Looking forward to seeing what Panda Warriors have come up with. And you guys are coming from engineering and information management. Yeah. The slide's kind of a bit scrambled, but that's fine. Something weird has happened there, hasn't it? I think technology has let us down. Okay. Are you guys good, judges? Yeah? Let's bring Panda Warriors on. Actually, Panda Warriors are a team. These guys have even dressed the same. Really? Of course. Yeah. Got a match.
All right.
Okay, so every time you hear the bell, move forward, yeah?
The green button, am I right? Is it the green button? Okay. So can we begin? Yes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, every time when we think about recycling, we maybe think about coffee cups. We think, okay, recyclable icons on the cups, now throw into the recyclable, it's going to get recycled. But in reality, it's going into the landfill. Unfortunately, these cups are lined with plastic lining that make them non-recyclable. And guess what happens then? Oh, sorry, I forgot to change this. But this is why Panda Warriors is introducing Project Packet Light Rapid Write. The agenda that we're going to go through is that what are the problems that we're currently facing nowadays to fight the plastic waste, and what are the plans that we can implement to curb this and reduce the amount of plastic that is leaking into our oceans and environments. Now, taking a look at how much the industries are using plastic. This is sourced from the Economic World Forum 2015, where we can see that packaging is actually using the most plastic waste, followed by construction and automotive. Now, so with these things, are they really all recycled? Unfortunately, no. As we can see over here, 32% of it is leaked into our environments, 40% landfills, and only a measly 14% is recycled, with the rest incinerated if we're lucky. So, what are the types of plastics out there? We have PET for water bottles, HDPE for toys, LDPE for single-use plastics that we see everywhere. And then we've got PVC for pipes, construction, cutlery, nylon for fishing nets. These are all commonly found in the industry. Next, what are the prominent uses for these plastics? We have packaging, Amazon shopping, shopping bags, takeaway services, cutlery, boxes, yet again, electronics, our Apple products, and our accessories. Then we have clothing, plastics woven into our clothing, including zippers. Think about Nike, Adidas, all of them have plastic. So what can we do to help? There's already so much cleaning efforts going to cleaning our oceans, environments, but what about the production of plastic? That is the source, that is the root. And when we think about it, there's always these things. Eco-friendly alternatives. You've got biodegradable plastics that will break down in the nature alone. We've got coconut bowls instead of plastic bowls, woven bags instead of plastic bags, and also metal tumblers instead of coffee cups. We can make this work. But before that, let's take a look at the current efforts in plastic waste. So the existing policies that we have, national recycling strategies, which is trying to help the United States reach 50% recyclability by 2030, and also resiliently and cost-effectively reduce the landfill that we are producing. Next, we have the EPA WasteWise program, where people are promoting reduction of waste, working with governments, nonprofits, and business entities to make this work, and also use and reuse every product till the end of the life cycle. But is this really enough? Sadly, no, we can do better. This is where we come in with the new policy implementations. The Waste Framework Directive, established in the EU, and it's been working very well. The EU nations have a goal of 2025 reaching 55% recyclability, with Germany alone reaching 67% in 2019. Next, we have the Recycles refund scheme, where we return bottles and get our deposit back. Unfortunately, in California, you have to get out of your house, drive to some Gilroy place to maybe recycle and get your measly $2 back that won't even cover for gas prices currently, sadly. So moving on, we also have the mandatory waste sorting policies, where a lot of the things that we are supposed to recycle are not getting recycled because we don't know if it's recyclable or not. It is crucial to have producers actually print out what is recyclable, what is not recyclable, so people can actually recycle correctly, bringing our rate of recyclability up to a new level. Moving on, we have the ban on single-use plastics. South Korea banned this in January 1st, 2019. Canada in December 20th, 2022. We can do it too, or at the very least, raise the cost for use of single-use plastics, as we all know how damaging it can be to our society. So our solution is broken down into two portions. One, accessible, oh, I'm so sorry for that, accessible point units, and also the closed-loop plastic waste management systems. So what are these two things, and how can we bring it together with other tools to make this actually work? Accessible recycle units, broken down into 3 bins: recyclable plastics, non-recyclable, and soiled plastics. Unfortunately, dirty plastics are not recyclable, but if they're cleaned, we can recycle them. So why don't we just separate them so that we can take it to the necessary places to have them recycled? There are also QR codes on the bin, so if you're unsure of what to recycle, scan, and you'll know. Then we have the one-stop shop to go plastic-free. Plastic alternatives, you don't have to source them yourselves. You can just come to this website. It's a one-stop shop. Your waste recycle management, if your plastic waste needs extra care, extra management, go to the correct place. Don't start looking around and calling random people. The closed-loop environment. This is where the magic happens. We have all this that is tackling the root of the problem and also reducing plastic waste. Help these business entities break down what they need to do to get to that plastic-free stage and work from community level. I'm sorry. Well, that's that. And I guess let's just take one step forward to be the solution and not the pollution. Thank you.
Okay, don't forget to recycle that coffee cup, huh?
Unfortunately, not doing that.
Okay, thank you, Panda Warriors. It's challenging, isn't it? This whole Pecha Kucha thing, trying to keep to those 20 seconds, because you just want to elaborate. We're going to have Ecotec coming in next, and we'll see what it is that these guys have to say. So this time, you're coming from engineering and from the business school as well. So over to you. Okay, got your clicker there. When you hear the ping, you click forwards, okay?
So yeah, this is supposed to be an Ecotec, but I think there's a typo. But yeah. So hi everyone, we're Ecotec. My name is Nick. I'm a business MIS student, and my groupmates are not here. They're taking a midterm right now, but I'll get over it. So the prompt that we were given is that the global problem of plastic waste caused by the widespread use of like plastic, non-biodegradable plastics. So to tackle this problem, our group come up with an idea of how everybody can contribute to this problem. So when we are researching about this problem, we found out that only 63% of the plastics and electronics are only recycled. So we also try to come with a solution to recycle electronics as well. And only approximately like around 11 million tons of plastic waste are dumped into the ocean, killing fish and harming marine life ecosystems as well. And since there are already a solution of water bottles already out there, we come up with a solution that is different. So we're gonna focus on how to recycle more. So recycling plants have been fighting to clean up the oceans, land for years, and they play a huge role. And since they're reducing the amount of waste on water, oceans as well. So we want everyone to be contribute to this, to feel inclusive with this. So before we get started, I just want to say, everybody have phones, right? So we try to think of ideas how we can use our phones to actually come to solve this problem. So our solution is that we're like a service product, like an app, and that's where Ecotecs come in. So since everybody have a social media app on their phone, we believe that one more app is not going to hurt. Right, so everyone's scrolling through TikTok, whatever, Instagram. So we believe that another app we can use for everyone, and it's since everyone have phone, it's very easy for everyone to download it. So this is the UI model that we designed. It's gonna be a free. So this way where people log in with an email to get updates about the company, and this is our concept. So our company actually is gonna show where the nearest recycle bin is out in the streets, or even in buildings. That's our concept. So this is the UI model. So it's like playing Pokemon Go or something. You will see the nearest Pokemon or something like that. And to motivate people to actually recycle, we will have point system. So I don't know if you guys have used Bird or Lime or anything like that. When you use that, you have to take a picture, right? So we use that same concept where when you throw your trash, you have to actually record and take a picture of you actually throwing into the bin so that it's not a fraud. And these points, you can build it up to actually exchange gift cards or even more gifts. And so this gonna motivate everyone to start recycling more. But there's a catch. Everyone's lazy. Nobody wanna get out of their bed to oh, where's the nearest trash can, right? So a solution to this is that we DoorDash, right? We're gonna use that same technology to track the nearest garbage truck that are roaming around the whole city. And when a nearby garbage truck is coming near your way, just go out of your bed, talk to the driver, give the trash plastic waste and even electronic waste that needs to be safely recycled. So you can see, you'll probably able to see the routes of these trucks, so you will know when they're coming your way. So hopefully, we hope that in the future, big companies try to promote their products on the app, by you can exchange for maybe iPhone 14 or something like that, so that they can product their products. Also, it will also give a motivation for everyone to actually recycle their products. So we think this is a good like incentive for people to actually go out and actually like recycle their trash. And with the more like usage in the app, we're sure that more companies will start to dive in and put their products on the exchange list. So you even have like, I don't know, like, I'm just saying Gucci, maybe. But yeah, so with the help of everyone, we hope that this app can actually help people recycle more. And we think that with like reducing the use of plastic bottles is a very like big thing. I don't want to eat like plastic fish in the future, so I think we should do something about it. But yeah, I'll be recycling this to the nearest trash can over there. Thank you.
I'll just take my clicker back there. You were going to go and recycle that one, weren't you, as well? Dan. OK. Thank you so much, Ecotec. OK, I'm going to move forwards with this one. Judges, do you need a little bit of time, or are you good? You're good to go? OK. We need a little bit of time? OK, so trying to get things going as fast as we can, but we're actually like sort of going too fast. So we'll just allow like our technical department over in the corner there to switch a couple of things around. That gives the judges more time to actually sort of write their notes and give you guys some points as well. So interesting solutions so far, and from different perspectives as well, which is, for me, super interesting, because I come from a design background, and so I'm used to hearing certain kinds of solutions. So this is kind of lots of adding a new dimension to the kind of things I tend to hear. Okay, so we got industrial design and information technology, molecular biology. Goodness, you guys have really scoured the campus, right? How do you all know each other? That's awesome. Okay, so this next team, I don't have your name, though. Okay, there we go. Over to you. Clicker is here. When you hear the clink, you move forwards. Okay?
All right, so I grew up in India, and it's really beautiful, especially the part that I'm from, the south of India. It's green as far as the eye can see, but there's also plastic as far as the eye can see. And you may have seen the videos, you may have experienced in some form, but living through it made me wonder about our environment in general. So thanks to a little thing called the internet, I quickly learned that it's not just a local problem, it's a global problem. And according to the United Nations, about 300 million tons of plastic waste is generated each year, and only about 10% of it is recycled. So that's a lot, and all of that ends up in the oceans, in our food, and in our bodies. Plastic can take up to 500 years to decompose. So this thing that refuses to disappear ends up causing soil and water pollution. I still remember going back to the beach that I played in as a child and seeing the sheer amount of plastic waste that was everywhere. Sometimes people just don't understand the long-term impact of the purchases they make. So there's no doubt that this is a problem, so how do we fix it? Imagine a world where plastic product is scored and rated for its sustainability. So a metric that is transparent and it's verifiable and could drive a positive change. So we believe that such a solution can incentivize the use of eco-friendly products and encourage producers to adopt sustainable practices. So what's our solution? Welcome to Plastic Trace, the solution that empowers consumers with transparent information about products' plastic usage. So with our sustainability score, which is powered by blockchain, we provide conclusive answers to one question: which products are truly sustainable? So with this, consumers can make informed decisions, and let's explore this innovative solution a little bit. So imagine you're at a supermarket, and you're staring at a shelf filled with different plastic products, and you're unsure which one to choose. And with our solution, every product will have a unique plastic trace code that you can scan, or as we like to call it, the PT code that you can scan. And scanning this code will lead to a website with information about the sustainability score. So it's an easy-to-use database giving the customers vital information about the product in their hand, a tangible measure of like how eco-friendly the products are and how sustainable it is compared to other products. So Plastic Trace provides a simple sustainability score and a numerical score that will come from several different factors that we factor in, and most importantly, show the overall impact of that product. So it's one thing to wonder about a product's environmental impact, but when you put a number to it, it'll empower the consumer to make an informed decision. A crucial factor for this score will be factoring in the materials used in this product and how that plastic was produced. Transparency from the manufacturer is the key here. And major players in the textile industry are already doing this, tracking the various products that are used in the plastic. So I don't think it will be a new thing for major manufacturers to do. So the plastic product will be displayed with different materials that the product is made of, and it will show how to recycle different parts of the product. You can also see a list of sustainable alternatives. And as you can see here, there's an average score for the list of products of like similar products of the same product. And this will help the consumer make an informed choice comparing other products that you're trying to buy. Yes, recycling technologies are getting better, but all products have a certain lifetime and some waste is inevitable. So another goal of Plastic Trace is to inform the general public about the damage that the plastic is doing to the environment. This is facilitated by other metrics of waste like emissions and water waste and oil waste that you can see. Now, the information is good, but why trust it? The blockchain will be the source of this verifiable and transparent trust. Producers, as part of the system, now have a way of being certified for their transparency to the public. Sustainable companies and companies attempting to be sustainable are most likely to use this website to show their eco-friendly products. Hence, the consumer will gain a deeper insight into the different plastic products by scanning the Plastic Trace code. Information about the product's production and recyclability could influence the consumer into making more sustainable purchasing choices. So how could we implement the solution? We reach out to companies interested in getting more attention by certifying their eco-friendly products. The PT code, the Plastic Trace code, can become a badge of honor to signal their sustainable product and provide information that we can support by the blockchain. Our marketing strategy will target producers interested in sustainable practices. We'll attend conferences, events, leverage social media, online ads to reach a wider audience. So with a social media campaign similar to the Ice Bucket Challenge, we can transform the PT or the PT code into a recognizable symbol of sustainability. At Plastic Trace, our revenue comes from selling our innovative blockchain solution to producers. So the cost is scalable based on the product volume, making it adaptable to different businesses. So breaking even or breaking profit can grow as the solution grows. So we already have a skilled team to develop the Plastic Trace solution in-house. We are confident in launching the first usable prototype within 4 months. Our lean approach will ensure that the product can come to the consumers quickly and enable us to seek their initial feedback. In conclusion, Plastic Trace empowers manufacturers with transparency and enables buyers to make sustainable choices. Together, this can make a greener future. At Plastic Trace, we'd like to invite all of you to join us on our mission for a more sustainable future. Only by informing everyday customers about their choices can we work together to make a positive impact. So with Plastic Trace, we will pave the way for a greener future by providing transparent and reliable information about the impact of plastic pollution. Through informed decisions, we can collectively make a positive impact. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a great pitch. And it looks like you guys are ready to kind of hit the ground running with this one. Let's move on to our next team. It was what, sorry? The samurai geckos. Yeah, the illustration actually tells me that. So here's your clicker. When you hear the ping, you move forwards.
Ready? All right. Hey guys, my name is Justin Ward, and with my team, Michael Garcia and Maximus Lopez, we are the Snacktivist. So, one of the largest issues we face today as a society is the plastic waste pollution that we are constantly emitting into the environment. Since plastic was created in 1907, this has essentially been an issue for the last 100 years or so. Now, recycling's been used since the 1970s, and it's been a good solution, but it's only proven to marginally help the solution, given, at least in the US, only 5 to 6% of the plastic is actually recycled each year. Now, this issue not only hurts us, but it hurts the wildlife and almost every ecosystem we have on the planet. In fact, to highlight this fact, 90% of all seabirds have consumed plastic in their lifetime. Oops. So, some not so successful attempts have been to burn plastic, which you can imagine why that's probably not a good idea. Also, we have shipped it to other countries, which also doesn't really help the solution very much. Now, organizing trash and imposing plastic taxes have been able to help the solution. It has reduced plastic waste marginally, but we are still dumping over a truck full of plastic into the ocean every 60 seconds. So over the course of just me talking up here, that will be 6 truckfuls and possibly even more. Now, some places such as Thailand and other countries have started using bioproducts to package food and other things. They use banana leaves and other items which are biodegradable. And this has been able to help. But we are proposing that all plastics be made of a starch-based biodegradable solution. Now, different kinds of starches you can use, be cornstarch, tapioca starch, potato starch, and all other starches. They work well for creating a biodegradable plastic. Normal plastics can take up to 1,000 years or more to decompose, whereas starch-based plastics only need a fraction of the time, and they could take as little as 90 days to break down, which is quite a bit different than the 1,000 normal plastic takes. The reason starch makes a good polymer for plastics is because of its salicylic structure, and when you combine that with a strong hydrogen bond, it creates a rigid structure, and it makes the plastic firm and be able to be basically used. It also makes it highly biodegradable. Now, we decided to put this to the test for ourselves, and we made our own starch-based plastic. So we used cornstarch mixed with water, and then we had to add a little bit of vegetable oil to make sure it didn't clump. That's essentially all we needed to make the plastic. I actually brought a little piece of it, so you judges can take a look. But, so we put it into the microwave for 45 seconds, and as we tried to make larger batches and we made different items, we had to experiment with different like microwave times and things like that. And we decided to put our words to the test. We did make edible plastic, so we decided to test it out. And as you might have guessed, it didn't really taste like much. It tasted like nothing. But we had no issues digesting it, and we all felt fine afterwards. We attempted to make different items. We tried to make it into a bowl. We didn't really have molds, but we did what we could to make different items. We attempted to make plates and other things out of this material. This is our team member, Max, and we used Adobe Photoshop to create this beautiful graphic. But we're envisioning a world where plastic packaging can not only be biodegradable, but it can maybe one day even be consumable. So we can reduce the time it takes to biodegrade from 1,000 years down to maybe just a few days. Now, I do want to highlight a few downsides of using starch-based plastics. One of them being when they decompose, they do emit some carbon emissions, which is a downside. But we do believe the pros outweigh the cons in this scenario. As for the economic viability of starch-based plastics, this is already a $7 billion industry today, biodegradable plastic. And it's only expected to triple in the next 4 to 5 years. So we do think that there is cost effectiveness to this, where companies can mass produce biodegradable plastics at a cheap enough cost. There's already a few companies doing this, some notable ones being TIPA, Notpla, Lollyware, Wikicell Design, and some others. Their plastics degrade in 6 months or less, so it's already being produced and sold today. And yeah, so plastic, one of the largest issues we face today. We believe by using starch-based plastics, we can reduce the amount of waste, hopefully down to 0, and protect the one planet we have. So that's our presentation. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And apologies for getting your team name wrong. But kudos for actually having made the product and eaten it as well. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never seen somebody eating their prototype. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Okay, hey, I think we're there. Oh, okay. So there was an error with the slider. Okay, the next team is the Gladiators. There's your clicker. When you hear the ping, you move forward.
Hi everyone, I'm representing Team Gladiators. My name is Yaduvendra, and I'll be proposing some solutions that will help in tackling BPA and similar plastic products. So all of us can agree on this thing that plastics are not good. And since my team is like tech heavy and so all of the members are software engineers, so I'll be just moving to the solutions. So these are some of the solutions that we explored. All of them are like tech heavy and tech based. So first of all, I would like to highlight on the fact that internet is growing like really fast, and Chrome is like one of the leading browsers which is present in the market. So we are planning to launch a Chrome extension, something similar like Capital One shopping app, which is embedded in the Chrome browser. You can see that it tells you if you can improve or if you can get some discounts on some products. So this can be the product which says that the product contains BPA, and if there is a product which does not contain any plastic, it will provide you all those products in browser. So the Adobe tools that can be used to create products like these can be Adobe Dreamweaver and Adobe XD, which is a design tool provided by Adobe. Another suite of our platform is analytics platform. So there are two sides of our analytics platform, which one of them is store end part, where the stores like Walmart can check on all the data which they gather from customers and do like pattern analysis on the products that customers are buying and all the plastic packaging products that they're getting. From the products, they can just analyze that. This is the customer end part, where customer can analyze their cart and check if all the products that they're buying, are they packaged using BPA products or similar. The Adobe tools that we can use here can be Adobe Analytics and Adobe Marketing Cloud. Another product which is part of this is garbage analytics, so we can use technologies like machine learning and AI to find out if products are containing plastics or not. So this is the community rewards program that we are proposing, where communities will be responsible for the plastic waste that they are generating, and we can score those communities based on the waste they're producing, and then we can just provide them cash back that they can use on our e-commerce platform, which will be having biodegradable products. Adobe Sensei is a product which can be used for creating products like these. So this was like a GIF which showed the powers of Adobe Sensei. So it uses a similarity comparison using a machine learning. So we can like compare similar products which contain plastics and all using Adobe Sensei and cluster them and target those products. Another product is e-commerce marketplace, so we can give like B2B marketplace or B2C marketplace where, so this is the marketplace we are planning to integrate with that cashback thing where people will generate cashback and they can use that on platforms like these where BPA free or plastic free products will be there. And there is a mobile app as well that we can use to scan if a customer is not on Android or on the Chrome browser and they cannot use the Chrome extension, they can just use the mobile app to scan. And Adobe Express and Illustrator and Photoshop are some tools that can be used to create products like these. Thank you.
Thank you, Gladiators. And you've moved the slide on nicely for me as well. We've reached the end. These have been our 7 teams, all coming up with different and varied ideas and solutions and approaches to kind of ending the problems of overuse of plastic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have about 10 minutes, I guess, for the judges to talk to each other and come up with one winner, ultimately. And then we can have a second and a third prize as well, second and third place as well. But you guys are going to be voting for your people's choice. Will it be the same as our judges' choice? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see if you're all on the same platform. So judges, it's time for you guys to kind of compare notes and come up with an ultimate winner, and then a second and a third place as well. And you guys are voting for your favorite solution using the QR code that's up on the screen, okay? Once you've done that, stretch your legs, and we're going to call it 10 minutes before we come up with the final winners too.
Since we have a few minutes, Dr. De La Cruz, maybe you could just talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the hackathon. What were you thinking, what you would achieve by this project, who you hope to involve, how will you know it's successful?
Oh, okay. Right, so this is going to take more than 10 minutes, right? So, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Ruma. Thank you so much for asking this. So, where did this hackathon come from? I've been involved with hackathons for a long time now. Usually they're design-based ones, creator-thons, idea-thons, creative jams, and ultimately we end up calling them hackathons, where you're given a limited amount of time to come up with a creative solution to a particular brief. It tends to be, from my angle, it comes from the worlds of advertising and design. But we were talking, Ruma and I were having a conversation last summer about HonorsX. Where do we take it? What is it that's so unique about HonorsX? And the key thing is interdisciplinary problem solving and teamwork, okay? So out of that, what can we do that's gonna be like almost like the child of HonorsX, right? That's gonna be involving people outside of HonorsX across campus to come together and try to do stuff that's gonna make a difference. And maybe even recruit students into HonorsX as well, because why not, you know? Do this as a minor. It's, you know, it's a really good string to your bow. Okay, just to coin a cliche, but in terms of this kind of activity on your resume, when you work with people not just from your own area, but from other areas too, in order to do problem solving in a condensed period of time, that's a great thing to have. That's a great asset, something really cool to talk about at interview as well. At the time as well, I was watching a lot of American Idol, and I just loved the live voting thing, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could have this sort of problem-solving hackathon, but bring American Idol into it as well? Sure, we couldn't get Katy Perry or Luke Bryan in, but, you know, you'll have to make do with Ruma and I, okay? I could sing, but I don't think you'd want me to. So that's really where it came from. So let's do a quick fire, like sort of introduction to what ideation with people from different disciplines is all about.
What made you choose this slide, 20 slides, 20 seconds
the
format?
Petra Sure. So the kind of conferences that I attend, where I present lots of my research and my scholarly activities and so on, they exist within the design world. And, you know, we have short attention spans. We like to do creative stuff, but maybe all of this, lots of, all of this talking doesn't really, we just want to lots of explore, right? And so I came across as an organization I've been involved with for a long time called Design Incubation, and they started turning their conferences into Pecha Kucha events. And so it was there that people were sharing their ideas, doing these 20 seconds per slide thing, and it was great fun. The first time I did it, I just died. It didn't happen. It didn't work out. I was missing my cues. But the second time you do it, it comes together, and it's inspirational. It's really good fun. And so that's actually where it came from. I've done quite a few of those now, and I thought, what do we want to achieve? Well, we want to get these ideas out, but we want to be able to be succinct and concise in how we present them. You can't take 30 minutes. When you're pitching, you only have a limited amount of time to sell your idea, okay, to whoever it is, to that person interviewing you or to that investor who's going to be investing in your product. So get used to quick fire pitching, because that's where you guys are going to be heading towards. It may not be as kind of as strict as like a Pecha Kucha, but you certainly do need to be able to fit your ideas into that time.
What's been most surprising about doing this in the San Jose context?
In the San Jose context, what I've really enjoyed actually is seeing that, sure, it's great to see some of my students here, and I've had great support from my students in the advertising program. But what's been absolutely amazing is to see all of you from across campus, right? Actually doing this over spring break, when you've got not finals, but midterms on, and finding friends from across other subject areas. Stop eavesdropping into what the judges are saying, you people. That's been like a really good thing to see the breadth of attendance, actually. Yeah.
Any questions you guys have that you'd like to ask about the hackathon or about HonorsX as we're waiting for the judges? How did you guys find out about the hackathon? Emails? Okay. The emails that were delivered to you right in your San Jose inbox, those emails, okay? Okay. And how has it worked to follow the Adobe Express page, which has been changing every day with new information? How has that been as a way to engage with the hackathon? That's worked really well? Yeah.
Instagram's great.
Instagram is great. Yeah. Okay. So Instagram over emails. Yeah.
What are some projects that you guys have done, like, I guess, before the HonorsX program was founded that you think is a good example to people as a program?
Say one more time, what are some examples of? This is our first HonorsX hackathon. HonorsX only began this last summer, but the kinds of projects that HonorsX teams are working on, for example, are doing subscription toys. So instead of having toys that you can't recycle, having toys which are subscription-based, which come to the house every month, and they change based on the age of the child. So something like that. If you could conceptualize that, you'd have to think about psychology, children, families, cost, picking up, dropping off, right? There's so many elements. Another project that HonorsX teams have worked on is how to recycle the plastic in tampons, to use hemp instead, to improve, to kind of have less wastage. Another idea has been how to recycle solar panels. Another idea is how to redistribute, to have less food wastage, have refrigeration across the city in different points, so people could pick up the food who need it, so we wouldn't just be, so it wouldn't be ending up in the trash. So the HonorsX kind of concept is to really have teams coming together based on your own disciplines, choosing a topic that interests you, and either developing kind of advocacy around it, awareness around it, or building a project around it, developing a product, anything that would kind of change the world in some way, right? So towards a solution, towards a business, towards a Twitter campaign. It could be anything. I mean, you guys can imagine things beyond what I'm sure we can imagine in terms of what people listen to. Like you're talking about Instagram, kind of really keeping awareness of the hackathon with the Instagram versus emails and other things that we use much more conventionally. Yeah.
And I guess another aspect of how this works within HonorsX is that you're not just coming up with ideas for solutions, but you're also learning about how to communicate them. Okay, so we're offering skills across lots of different Adobe products, for example, that help you to visualize or to create film, moving image, even audio as well, and how to pitch. So all of these different skills are coming into this intensive program that acts as a minor as well.
Yeah, I'm a historian. Dr. De La Cruz is in design. I could not have imagined how important it is to make movies, know how to do podcasts, animation, because you can have all these great ideas, but if you can't bring it to fruition to an audience who's willing to listen, to support it, what are you going to do with the ideas, right? So I think the extent to which the design is fundamental to ideating is something I couldn't have realized if I hadn't worked in an interdisciplinary team with Dr. De La Cruz. So just to give you an example, so I think when you work with people across fields, you just realize that you can ask a range of questions about something. And it's hard to imagine what kind of learning that is because it takes time. You realize 3 or 4 months later that you're asking different questions than you were before. It's not like Monday to Tuesday you're changed. So it's a hard sell for HonorsX. You have to give it some time. But over time, you really see the difference and the the depth of thinking that you develop. The HonorsX is taught by 3 faculty from 3 different disciplines. So this time we have public health, engineering, and business. Next time we're going to have geography, English, and education. So you can imagine how these 3 faculty with these different disciplines will bring different interests into the idea of sustainability, right? So each group of HonorsX students will actually have a very different HonorsX experience, even though the question may be the same. And as we evolve, the idea is to have one group of students give the question to the next group of students. So you say, so if this year's group is working on sustainability, next year's group maybe will work on robotics and AI, or homelessness, or any other big problem, right? So we kind of had this kind of dynamic thinking and co-creating solutions that really matter to us. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have one question. So I know HonorsX is a minors program, but I wanted to know, is there any possibility in the future for alumni to possibly get involved as well? Because HonorsX seems like a long program that can go on for years and change a lot of things in our lives.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Yeah, we would love to have alumni be involved as mentors, as even to participate in some of our workshops. So the idea is not to be like an HonorsX, a city upon a hill, but really to be non-siloed, to involve as we are now, really the wider campus community. So any of the things that we do, we're getting involved with the International House. We went to the Health Development Community Clinic. We work on all kinds of partnerships. So if you'd like to be involved, we'd love to have you involved. Yes. Thank you for being interested.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah. The judges are almost done. Another 5 minutes?
Nearly. I think the issue is that, there's so much to think about, right?
Too many.
So you'll have to wait for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Any other questions from anybody? About HonorsX or the hackathon? No? Okay, I think one thing, yes? Sorry? The score criteria? Sure, I can tell you that. I'm going to have to borrow one of your sheets. Can I borrow the sheet for a second? Sure. Okay, thank you. Only because I've not been able to memorize. Actually, my memory at the moment is terrible. Okay, we're looking at things like impact. Okay, so your solution was the potential of the idea to reduce plastic waste. So the potential, what could the impact be? We're looking at innovation and creativity. Okay, so how out of the box has your thinking been, right? Feasibility, so can this become a reality? Thinking, research, etc., evidence that you've gathered in order to make this happen. Because sometimes we can think of fanciful ideas, but if you've got the research to back you up, that's what we want to know, that you've done your homework. We're looking at application. So that's where maybe like a little bit of use of Adobe comes into. That's kind of grading small, but it's only to get you guys, open to trying out things in Creative Cloud. And then the Pechakucha approach, okay? It's like, how well did you manage Pechakucha? Did you run over time, or did you keep to time? And I think you've all kind of done well on that one for sure.
Are each of those equal weight?
No, so impact is 40 points. So that's what we're really looking for, is the impact, right? And then it's there's a sliding scale. So innovation, creativity 30, feasibility 30, thinking 20, application only 15, and the Pechakucha only 15. Oh, no, we only had one. Oh.
If I could just have Brian and Alex just come to the stage for 1 second, just to thank them for their efforts and putting everything together. They've run the Instagram, done the brochures, done the emails, thought ahead. Yeah, huge, huge effort. Yes.
So when Ruma and I actually sort of dreamt this thing up, you know, it was a great idea, right? But it takes a village, really, to put something like this together. And I couldn't have done it without the help of Brianne and Alex from DBH Agency. So in the advertising program, and the president has gone, I wanted to ask her to tell her about this. In the advertising program, we have a capstone/internship course that runs across the entire senior year, and it's called Agency, okay? Dwight Bentel & Hall Agency, we're a full-service agency, and you handle live clients in different groups made up of PR, design, advertising, and some business students as well. I think sometimes we get business students in there. Both Brianne and Alex are on the creative side, and they helped me to put this thing together and design the posters and design all of the communications. And actually what happened was that initially we were sort of discussing this and so on, but then these two, they just ran with it, right? So, which is great. This is what we want, some initiative being shown, and you had the confidence to do it. So honestly, thank you so much for this, because we couldn't have done it otherwise.
I'm just going to ask them just to say a few words.
Thank you guys for coming out. It was honestly really amazing to see like all of your guys' solutions and stuff, and seeing how like all your different backgrounds influence the solutions that you guys thought of was something that I I expected, but you guys honestly blew my expectations out. So thank you guys for showing up and also powering through spring break and working through it all. You guys did a great job.
Yeah, once again, thank you guys so much. I'm so stoked to have seen so many people sign up, so many people participate, put together presentations. Thank you for putting up with all the technical issues. Thank you for putting up with, I don't know, the speed of responses. I hope we were fast enough. And again, thank you guys so much for participating. This was so cool. I've never hosted an event before or talked with a microphone on a stage before. So this is so cool. This is so cool. And I am, oh my gosh, again, thank you guys so much. You guys all did amazing. I love all of the solutions you guys put together. I love all the app designs you guys did. Makes my little graphic designer heart so happy. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. And actually, one thing as you're walking off the stage that we haven't mentioned is that the posters that you guys have seen around campus, they won an Addy Award at the, 2 Addy Awards, was it? Just one. At the San Francisco American Advertising Federation Addy Awards this year. So, which is stiff competition. Yeah.
Are we ready? Okay.
Okay, judges, come on. Oh, they're missing a Sharpie.
You're missing a Sharpie? Okay.
They need a Sharpie. An emergency Sharpie.
Just want them to come and just announce?
Yeah, we'll have to announce that, yeah.
Would one of you announce the judges' winner, and then we'll have a people's winner as well?
Yeah. And then we'll do second and third. Yeah.
Do second, third for judges and panel and people?
No,
just the judges.
Just one people's choice. There's one. Certificates.
Okay.
Okay.
You must remember Dr. Wendy Lee from last time. Here she is again.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing to see all your ideas. Everybody did an amazing job. Give yourself a round of applause. And what an honor to actually have my problem got chosen to be part of, your project during the spring break. I hope you guys get some rest. It took us so long because it is really hard to actually find the true winner, because you're all winners. And, well, without further ado, I know that you guys are really anxious to know. I do not want to drop any of these. So, okay, there you go. I'm going to go with announcing the third place award winners. Drum roll. All right, it's Goofy Goobers. So Reyes, Gallet, Sandra Lee, it's a big team, and Manon. So do we invite them to come up and?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, well, please come up and receive your certificate. I see 3 of you, so I guess you will. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. Well, all right, well, I'll present it to, like, you know who you are.
I hope so.
Nice to meet you all. Congratulations. Oh, these are all yours. Yeah. All right, thank you.
She's a good, confident
thank
presenter,
you so much.
Great. Yeah.
If you could shake hands with the judges as you go, that would be great.
All the judges. All right, now, second place. I really, truly think that, your ideas are all really great, but, we have to have rankings. So the second place goes to, drum roll please, Samurai Geckos. So we have Maximus, Michael, and Justin. All right, well, congratulations. Congratulations, congratulations. Wow, you're a CCS swimmer. Oh, is that swimming? No. CCS, athlete, too. Awesome. All right, well, round of applause for second place. All right. Ooh, I wonder who is the first place.
Who's the People's Choice winner?
I don't know. Did Brianna? Is Brianna?
Oh, she's writing it down now.
Well, it's truly an honor to have this group representing, all of you to take the lead and be the first place champion in this competition. And drum roll, please. All right, it's Hackers Without Borders. We have Abraham, Matthew, Pernille, I do not want to mess up your name, and Eric. And we have, one more, Ted. All right, well, congratulations. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys actually carry this into a real product and really helping the global plastic problem. And it is truly a problem, and I truly agree with many of your ideas that it has to come from the root. Every individual has to take the responsibility. So, well, congratulations again.
Thank you, judges, and well done, winners. And now we have the People's Choice Award. Okay, so you guys all voted. Okay, so are we ready for this? So we had voting online, and we had from people watching the live stream, and from you guys in here as well. So the People's Choice winner is Unix Earthly Ideas.
Wow.
Okay, so thank you guys. I'm going to hand you certificates and you can pass them amongst each other. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it. Okay. So you want to know, okay, so we just get a certificate. Second and third, yes. I'm sorry, but you just get the certificate, but you get bragging rights, yeah? And we'll be spreading you around our social media as well. There's going to be some Target gift cards coming your way for first and People's Choice. But then we've also got, I need to get my phone actually, because I've written some notes about this surprise prize, which is...
This prize is from Adobe, who's helping us with this event.
So, yeah, so we got, I can't give too much away, okay, because it's still in discussion. But a really big part of coming up with these ideas is having these ideas disseminated, having people listen to them, and having somebody maybe stand up and take notice. And that's what Adobe are going to offer us for the People's Choice and for the First Choice winner. And actually, maybe even the second and third, we'll have to work on them, right? So what I'm allowed to say is that they're excited to announce that the two winners, People's Choice and the Panelist Choice, will be promoted to Adobe's employees around the world. Okay, that's over 10,000 people. This is their internal communications, so that's how they're going to do it. But what they do say is that, of course, internal communications are kind of, you know, NDA and so on. But everybody who works for Adobe across the world, and honestly, it's an amazing community, they're going to be reading about this, okay? But they also encourage you to share your success via your own social media, your resumes, and your portfolios. So it's not just been an empty exercise. I think there's been lots of a nice little results out of it there, and who knows where that might lead. So, so thank you, everyone. And thank you for being a part of the very first, the pilot HonorsX Ideate for Change hackathon. You've spent your time, you've come up with your ideas, and we really like to thank you a lot for that. So I think there's enough thanking being done. Can we finish this now and go and get a drink somewhere? I think so. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
And if you want to be part of our mailing list to find about the next hackathon or anything else, please just email honorsx@sjsu.edu and we'll add you so we can keep in touch with all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, judges.